From Malcolm X to Courage Under Fire, he has played soldiers and leaders, serious heroes with serious charisma. But Denzel Washington is now showing us a new side, a funny side. In The Preacher's Wife, he is an innocent but earnest heavenly helper sent to prevent a preacher, played by Courtney B. Vance, from straying down the wrong path. And Denzel Washington joins us this morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here this morning.
Glad to be here.
This is a new role for you. This is your first real try at a comic role.
At a comedy, yeah. It's good therapy. You know, coming off a film like Courage Under Fire, that was such a serious and heavy film. To do a film like Preacher's Wife was a lot of fun.
You've done a lot of very serious, dramatic roles. Was it at all intimidating to take on comedy?
Yeah, it was, which was why I really went after Penny Marshall to direct this film, because I wanted to work with someone that obviously knows a lot about comedy and how and timing and all of that, and someone that I could trust to just say, look, you know, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I'll give it a shot and act crazy and do whatever. And you tell me what, you know, if I'm going too far or what.
This movie, The Preacher's Wife, is a remake of an old classic called The Bishop's Wife.
Yeah.
It can be risky to remake a classic film. Does that make you at all nervous? Think you might be compared to people like Cary Grant, and the man who played the role in the original?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I felt like we were just taking the core of the story and we've made it so different. I mean, there was, I don't think, any singing in the original, and of course now we have Whitney Houston who heads the choir. So it's a different slant, a 90s version, if you will.
How do you change? The message has changed in the movie as well. You've updated it, modernized it to reflect life in the 90s. What kinds of changes have you made?
It really is basically the same story, but that same situation in the 90s, you know, there are different scenarios. There's just things going on now, you know, like an inner city crime or something like that wasn't happening to the degree that it is now back then.
And for people who haven't seen the original, you play an angel who comes down from heaven to help out this
preacher is played by
preacher.
Courtney Vance, and his wife is Whitney Houston. They're having problems in their marriage, and he's in question about his faith. He prays for help, and I show up to help him. And in the process, sort of start falling innocently, but falling for his wife.
And he doesn't believe that you're really who you are there to help him, correct? He's got some suspicions when he first meets you.
He had some suspicions at first, but I won him over.
One of the changes, you just mentioned it earlier, was the music. Having Whitney Houston and all this gospel music.
Right.
That is unbelievable.
It was a concert every night for free. It was unbelievable. I mean, first of all, to do a scene with Whitney Houston where she sings to you or for you, you know, and then to have to try and sing with her.
Oh, no.
Talk about intimidation.
You had to sing with her.
Well, I wouldn't call it singing, but...
What would you call it?
I don't know. It was barking at the moon. It was...
Okay.
It was pretty bad.
She'll be here Wednesday, by the way. We'll be hearing more about that as well. But that's great. And director Penny Marshall, she must be a real treat to work with.
Very sweet lady, very talented director, and someone I would work with again, for sure.
Great. Denzel Washington, it's a real pleasure having you this morning. Good luck. The movie premieres tonight, opens nationwide on Friday.